Yo, what's up? It's Charles, aka Charlie 15. How God found me, or how I found God. Don't mind my cat there. So basically what happened was I was about to commit suicide. After a life of addiction, I'd found a newspaper cut out of two people climbing Mount Kilimanjaro to raise funds to put people into rehab. I messaged these people, I heard nothing. 2 weeks later, I'd had enough. All I wanted to do was end my life. I didn't see a way out of the pain and the misery that I was going through. Nothing happened. I asked for help. No help had come. 2 weeks later, I was at work. I'm a carpenter. I work with my hands. And I was so down and out. And I walked into the bathroom. I had a tool. I was going to end my life. I didn't see any way out. And I fell down on my knees and I said, God, if there is a God, will you please help me? I didn't hear anything and I started to cry. I burst out in tears. My heart was broken. And as I was on the floor, my phone started to ring. And I answered the phone in tears, tried to hold back the tears. And this guy said to me, how's it, Charles? Sorry to only get back to you now. We see the desperation in your message and we want you to be the first person that we're going to help. And through that, he said to me something amazing. He said, just don't kill yourself. In a week's time, you're going off to treatment. Look after yourself. I didn't understand what that meant, but I got that much hope. A little bit of hope. So I got a tattoo on my arm that says faith. And if you flip it around, it says hope. Can't really see it now. But basically what that means is I hung on for that week longer. I went to treatment and 24 years later, the rest is history, as they say. It hasn't been easy. Currently in a situation now where I'm asking God, what's happening in my life? Why have I gone through what I've gone through again? Why am I in my current situation? Question marks. And as my last video said, hard times. I need to remind myself of those God shots. I call them God shots. You know, back in the day in addiction, it was about the shots. Now it's about God shots. What's a God shot? So today, I went for a slight interview for something, and the guy said to me, it's about obedience. You need to stay obedient. And I'm like, obedience? I am obedient. But what is real obedience? Real obedience was not giving up when I had the opportunity to. So when I say never give up 5 minutes before the miracle happens, it means what I'm telling myself is don't give up, no matter what. As my cat is just trying to get into some footage here, it's to count the finer, smaller blessings. It's that time where I could have given up and a lot of dreams came true after that. But the one thing that led me to a new connection is that the opposite of addiction is connection. So even if I've just got a connection with my cat here that wants to be in the video, that's fine. It's about being real. It's about not being alone. And that's the biggest thing. We feel alone when things go bad. Shame my cat lost half its tail because the bucky was moving and her tail was underneath it. I had to remove her tail myself. I phoned the welfare and they told me what to do because it was an emergency situation, and it's healed. So just as I've healed and I've got my sobriety, my cat's tail has healed, and this bucky that I'm busy building cost her tail. But she's happy, she's healthy, she's content, and she's moved on from it. To move on from a traumatic event, to move on from something difficult is positive, but as I've said before, I keep the door just a little bit open to remind myself where I don't want to go back to. So that God, if there is a God, will you please help me? I sometimes need to say that again, just to remind myself that I'm not in control and that it's not as bad today as what it was a year ago. God bless.